Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy hump day. It's gonna be a hot hump day. Currently 65 degrees, gonna be high of around 80. 5:01 is the sunrise and 8:37 is the sunset. Now, hot is relative. Um, for up here in Canada South, 80's pretty hot, but elsewhere it's kind of like a spring day. But I'm gonna take it while I can. We got a chance of some storms this evening, creeping in around dinner time or so. We'll see. It says possible, so hopefully, um, if God decides we need rain, then He'll give us rain, and if not, He'll hold it off, right? So we are in the study of Esther. We're in Esther chapter 5, and Esther just invited the king and Haman for dinner. And the king says, as they're drinking wine after the feast, the king said to Esther, "What is your wish? It shall be granted to you. And what is your request? Even to half of my kingdom, it shall be fulfilled." Right? So he's merry, and it would seem that you give the king a little bit of wine, and he'll be jolly. He'll be jolly. And so then Esther answered, "My wish and my request is, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if please the king to grant my wish and fulfill my request, let the king and Haman come to the feast that I will prepare for them, and tomorrow I will do as the king has said." So she invites them for another feast. And what is the purpose of that? Well, the purpose of that is, uh, now it doesn't state exactly what she's thinking, but the purpose of it is she's human, right? Have you ever gotten nervous when dealing with a boss, or you have a great idea and you're scared to share it and you hold it in, right? It's kind of like the same thing. Now, here it could be that she's um, not just, it could be a combination of things, right? It's not just that she's nervous. It could be she's also like, "Oh, this is going so well, let me do it again. Let me win more favor in the king," or let me um, let Haman relax and not be on guard, not be guarded. Let a little more time pass, but keep them close, type of thing. So, does another question is, does it actually matter, right? Does it actually matter? Well, yeah, it's in the Bible, so it does matter. Um, but could she have asked at the first meal? Probably so, right? Probably so. So, uh, picking up in verse 9, and Haman went out that day joyful and glad of heart. But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he neither rose nor trembled before him, he was filled with wrath against Mordecai. See, Haman likes feeling good about himself, right? Clearly, he was just had a meal with the king and the queen, and his heart's glad, right? He's got joy. He feels powerful, feels important, feels wanted. Okay. Then he comes across Mordecai, sees him, and his heart is hardened, right? His heart is hardened, and all he starts to feel and think about is that Mordecai neither rose nor trembled before me. Excuse me. Yeah. So he's got a hard heart, but he also has this um, need to feel important and feel like he's the man, right? And Mordecai is not gonna do that. He's not letting him feel like he's the man. So, verse 10, nevertheless, Haman restrained himself and went home, and he sent and brought his friends and his wife Zeresh. And Haman recounted to them the splendor of his riches, the number of his sons, all the promotions with which the king had honored him, and how he had advanced him above the officials of the servants of the king. Then Haman said, even Queen Esther, let no one but me come with the king to the feast she prepared, and tomorrow also I am invited by her together with the king. Wow. What type of heart is that? He he's got the heart that um, needs to be seen, right? He needs to be seen. He needs to notches on the belt, right? That type of thing. The the heart that is never satisfied, right? It's never satisfied. No, as Christians, right? As Christians, if our heart is filled, right? Is filled with the Holy Spirit, then we should be satisfied, right? There should be, um, where He has us. Where if we have a grasp on God's sovereignty and understand, that He has a will for us, and if we're walking in His will, we should be satisfied. But when we're walking in our own will, right, we're never satisfied, and the accomplishments of man, not the accomplishments of God, will never fulfill that emptiness in our heart. And Haman, he's got an empty heart, and he's looking to his career, right? His advancements with the king, his career, his family, his sons, his children, right? Um, his social status, the meals, okay, the meals. So all things of the world, right? All things of the world, he's looking towards for his gratification and worth, and success, and his measure of success, and he's never feeling successful. He's got all these things, but never feels successful, especially when he looks upon Mordecai. It makes him feel inferior, right? It makes him feel inferior. You know, I remember graduating college, undergrad, right, my business degree, and I vividly remember driving with my wife, seeing a house in the neighborhood, and um, the big truck, and being like, I wonder what that guy does. I bet I can do that. Right? And this is pre-salvation, mind you. But that's the heart. It's like, man, I could do that. I bet I can do that. Whatever he does, I bet I can do that. Because not because it was God's will, but I wanted those things, right? I I thought that for some reason, because I'm me, like Haman, because he's Haman, right? Uh, Deserved what I thought was better than what I had, right? Notice it's what I thought was better. It's not actually what is better than what I had, but what I thought was better than what I had. And there's that heart of validating myself through what I saw in the world, right? What matters to everybody else. The nice house, the big truck. This is, um, you know, before children, or I can't, maybe my oldest was born at that time. I don't think so. It was before children. It was the summer that I graduated. Um, so anyway, but what validates our heart, right? Is it the Lord? Is it His sovereign plan? Are we doing His will? We don't need much to do His will. We really don't. We need to be happy with what He gives us, and use it and steward it well, right? And he provides all our needs, y'all, all of them, right? We don't need the many sons, the promotions to be honored at the feast. By the way, we are honored at the feast, right? We are. We have the Lord. Like we are, if you're born again and saved and believe in your heart and confess with your tongue Jesus is Lord, right? You are saved. That means you have a spot in heaven for eternity. You have a seat at the table, right? You have a seat at the table. Um, where honored him and how he advanced him above some officials and the servants of the king. Then Haman said, even Queen Esther, let no one but me come with the king to the feast she prepared, and tomorrow also I am invited by her together with the king. Yet all this is worth nothing to me so long as I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate. Then his wife Zeresh and all his friends said to him, let a gallows 50 cubits high be made, and in the morning tell the king to have Mordecai hanged upon it. Then go joyfully with the king to the feast. This idea pleased Haman, and he had the gallows made. So, this idea pleased Haman, and he had the gallows made. What would you do to elevate yourself? What would you do to validate your heart? Would you hang another man to feel complete? I wish I could say I wouldn't, or I never have, but I have. Even if I didn't act it out, I have felt that way, right? I have felt that way. And if there's anger in your heart, or that thought is in your heart, then it might as well be. Okay, and I'm sitting here and I'm just processing this a little bit, and I'm like, man, how many times have I been like Haman? It's real easy to point a finger at Haman, but if you sit back and with retrospect and um, and an open eye, um, I'm sure some of you have been like Haman yourself. And needing to see somebody else's peril, or put somebody else down, or step on somebody else to lift myself up. Yeah. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Way to end, right?